This blue deck is jam-packed. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. We have a deck profile for you. We have Leopardmon Veedramon. The idea of the deck is pretty simple. You get out your Leopardmon, all your rookies and champions have jamming from that point on, which means if they battle something stronger in security, they don't die, they survive. Really, really cool. And then the Veedramons are your main champion. They have the most fun, especially with Leopardmon. And we'll talk about them all as we get into the profile. Now, things are a little bit different because we're in lockdown again, for those of you that aren't aware. And I can't just play this deck at locals anymore, can't do anything like that. And we're working on it. But until then, had to play some fun matches, so nothing really official. So I'd say this Leopardmon deck is more of a fun deck. I don't think it could stand up to Blue Omnimon if it tried, if we're being honest. But it did beat Purple, tossed it all around. It did also lose a match to Purple. But this deck won 5 matches in a row, fun matches, and I'm quite okay with that, considering, you know, I need to post some cool deck profiles, and here we are, because this deck is fun. It's a fun deck. It's expensive, but it's fun, and if you guys do have the cards for it, definitely give it a try. Before we get into the profile, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn the notification bell into smashed potatoes. That way you know when more awesome videos are uploaded to YouTube, and let's be real, let's talk about this deck. Alrighty, we start with our babies here. 1 of the Wanyamon and 4 Upamon. This one lets you draw a card if they have something with no evolution sources. This gives you plus 2,000 if they control 2 Digimon with no sources. This one's obviously way better. This one is situational. We play 14 level 3s. We play 4 Gabumon for the on-play draw. 4 this Gomamon for the gain of memory when deleted. Comes up a lot. And then we play 6 of the 2 cost to play. Nothing crazy, they're just cheap and easy to play. This deck turns into a rookie champion rush type thing, so having these cheap guys is really cool. And that's it. Let's go to champions. For champions, we have just 4 blockers. Great. And now we have something to talk about. 4 of the secret rare Veedramon. So there's a lot of things about this Veedramon we need to discuss. First of all is its main ability. When attacking once per turn, if you have a blue tamer, unsuspend it. So this deck does play blue tamers, and it gets 2 attacks. It gets really, really crazy when you pair it up with Leopardmon, because then it does jamming, so it basically has 2 free attacks. Or you can just attack with it and stand it up, and that way, since it's not rested, your opponent can't just attack over it if they have something stronger. So that's really cool. Next is the Inheritable. All turns. If you have a blue tamer, it has plus 1,000. That's crazy, because it's all turns. It doesn't come up too often, but it does matter. It pokes through sometimes. So that 1,000's cool. Crazy thing about this is it costs 3 to evolve, which is quite different than we're used to. Sometimes it's great because your opponent will go first, you know, they'll play evolve a 3, evolve a 4 that costs 2, and then you evolve a 3, and then you can just evolve this for 3 and choke them at 1 memory. And you can also do this later on in the game too. So it's really cool like that. But sometimes this is your only level 4, and it really sucks to have to evolve it. So I'm kind of hit or miss on it. It's great when it's great, but it sucks when it sucks. Overall, great card. Next, we play 3 Veedramon 0. So this card only costs 2 to evolve. When attacking, if you have a blue tamer, you can send the 3 cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard to get plus 2,000. So a 7,000 body comes in handy. Also, if it has jamming, it's irrelevant. But that's okay. That's why we're only playing 3. The Inheritable is really, really good. It doesn't come up too often because you're mostly attacking the level 4s and 3s once Leopardmon's on the field. But if it does come up, you can return 3 non-Digi-Egg cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck to draw a card. It comes up. So that's it. That's all I gotta say about that card. It's not a 4 of, mainly because this ability doesn't matter too much when you're jamming. But it's good to have. If you want to be really, really big brain with this Veedramon card, milling your cards by a certain point in the game, you're going to have a rough idea of what's left in your deck, what's in your graveyard, maybe what's in your security. So you can use that to your advantage to kind of predict your plays and play knowing what you know based on what's in the discard. So it's really cool to do that. And then this, if the game goes on long enough and you start stacking the bottom of your deck, you can really just configure your end phase of the game basically exactly how you want it. So this card invites you to be really big brain, really smart, and it comes up. The deck can get really aggressive, so a lot of the time, not really. But if it gets later on, you know, this matters if you think about it. The last 4 we play is 1 Garurumon. This deck really isn't all about attacking with your 6s and your 5s. The unsuspend on play is cool, and sometimes you do get the combo off. And sometimes you can just unsuspend one of your level 4s or 3s for a free jamming. But it didn't come up too much, and this deck doesn't need it, in my opinion. So 1 is okay. For 5s, we play 4 Monzimon because it's cheap. We play 3 Rare Garurumon because it gives 1 security if they have no sources. Really good card. And we play the 1 Zudomon still. I could play 2, but I'm still choosing only 1. The nice on play 2 is cool, and the memory sometimes is cool if they have no sources. But 1 is fine. I didn't wish I had a second one at any point. 7 level 6s now. We play 4, the main guy, 4 Leopardmon. So Leopardmon says when Digivolving you can play level 4 or under from underneath it into play. Great. And then during your turn, your level 4 and lowers have jamming. This is the main guy, you get him out, then you start just playing rookies and champions and you start swinging. And that's what the deck does. There you go, that's really cool. And then we also play 3 Metal Garurumon, the blue one, because sometimes it comes up, you can play your Veedramons from under it, your Garurumon for the combo, your Gobblemon and draw, whatever. It happens. So it's not as good as Leopardmon in this deck, but it does cost 3, it's a little cheaper, and it has odd utility. It's a good card. We play 1 Omnimon. Just 1. Omnimon is really win more in the deck. If you need to turn your level 6 into a removal card, you have the option with Omnimon. But every time I had him, it was just win more, and sometimes just sat in my hand. And if I played him, it was just to flex. So you can definitely play the deck without him. For options, we play the 4 Hammer Spark, and that's it. Just this, gain 2 memory and security is really freaking busted sometimes, especially when you leave them at 1. And just the memory manipulation you get is really, really good. So yeah, would not play less than 4. For Tamers, we play 4 Tai Kamiya V-Tamer. So what does this do? It has a main, if you have a Veedramon, that lets you draw a card or give 1,000 power. And if you flip it over security, it activates. You draw so many cards with this. It's a great card. It's just such a good tamer. And we play 1 more card, 1 more tamer. We play the Mat Ishida, the one that you suspend it to trash the bottom evolution source of an opponent's card. And it gives you 3 memory. So you really only need 1 of this, and that's perfectly fine. And it activates for free, obviously. This was enough. I almost saw a tamer, multiple tamers throughout most of my games. And that gets your Veedramons going. And that's honestly all fine. And that's it for the deck profile, guys. It's actually kind of really simple and straightforward to play. And we showed off all the combos that matter. Honestly, this is a deck, it's a fun deck. It gets a lot better with set 1.5 when we get more support, like all Forest Veedramon and a couple Tamers. So this deck will be much more powerful in February, but if you want to try it out, definitely do, because it is a fun deck, and I enjoyed playing it. It plays with a lot of cards you don't usually play. Yeah, whatever. It's fun. Give it a shot. Now, while we are in lockdown, I do want to ask you guys a question. What videos would you like to see? We obviously can't do local battles anymore. I do have some saved, so if you guys want to see those, if we get the views, we can make it happen. And we also do have webcams, we can make stuff happen. So if you have ideas, just put them in the comments. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say. Because really, Digimon is fun for me, it's enjoyable, and as soon as like April is over, you know, and hopefully we're back to normal as possible, you know, we'll be doing a lot more Digimon stuff. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully you guys are too. I think we're gonna call it a night, or I guess a day, or whatever, what time you look at this. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.